traveling opens you up to a lot. You see different things. You're in different airs. You're just vibes, energies, and you're just talking to different people.
So many artists are introverted.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say you're introverted?
No. I'm curious about what other people think in their body form, as in like their mindset.
They'll be fighting on a train and no one cares. Like half the train doesn't give a fuck. People are like, all right, dude, I gotta move now because they're in an altercation. Like they don't even care. No one even looks at you.
It's the most wild place on earth.
I tell you I'm on the road. About to get all this dough. Ain't no fuck niggas know. I swear to God we the ghosts. This ain't the story they told. Man, if you know, then you know. I never had to tell my dogs that we on rough for greatness. They paper getters, they want money more than they
Here
want.
with Bel-Air.
Yeah. What's up?
Obviously, you kind of do a lot. Like you're kind of everywhere, which I respect because I feel like I relate to that.
Thank you.
You're with the fashion. You're with music. Obviously, now I know you're into cars. But
Yeah.
Give the people like a 10,000 foot like view who like don't know who you are.
What's up, everybody? My name is Bel-Air. I'm a urban pop artist slash influencer slash whatever you want me to be. Pause on some of the things. But I basically, how do I put it all together so I can bunch it up? I like to dip and dab into everything. I'm not one of those people that can just sit there and be like, okay, hey, I'm just gonna be an artist, or I'm just gonna be, like what you guys are doing, let's say a podcast or things like that. I'd be like, okay, let's do a podcast. Let's try to see what that is and how to get into that, because I like to know everything that's around what I like, if that makes any sense. So if I like we were talking about sports, like if I really was into sports, then I'll try to figure out a way to get into every single sport just to know, okay, hey, I can try this. I've done it. I've basically made my way in basketball, baseball, football, soccer, swimming, whatever. But since that's not the actual thing we're talking about, I like music. I like fashion. That's what I grew up off. My mom was like a big fashionista. She was crazy. She used to just go around New York and Brooklyn taking pictures and at the parks and stuff like that. So me being around her, I'm a mama's boy. I kind of seen that and I was like, okay, cool. She used to dress us pretty, fly, I guess you can say, back in the day, but that was back in the day. So I took that and I kind of like turned that into me, going to school and like, okay, what's the newest fashion? Nike SBs, Adidas classics, Converse, like what can I put together? And I would be a person that I wouldn't go after like the flyest thing. I would go after the hottest shoe, but I wouldn't be wearing like no crazy expensive jeans. I would take a Walmart pair of jeans and put like a Scooby-Doo shirt with it, but it would just be put together so well that everybody would be like, yo, where'd you get all that stuff from? So
I respect that.
That, and then I know I'm kind of going a little longer, but
You're good.
With the music came in was, I don't know, I was always, when we were young, we used to listen to Michael Jackson. Like I used to be in the house, my dad would play Michael Jackson, my mom would play Michael Jackson. We would play like a lot of different music. We're obviously from the Haitian descent, so like we would have like a lot of compa, a lot of stuff like that played in the house. And it just kind of like, I was quick to being able to finish lyrics with other lyrics. And my older brother, he was into hip hop. He used to rap a lot too. So I kind of watched that at the same time, and I was just like, okay, I don't want to do it that way, but I want to do it a different way. I want to do it a way where I don't have to put up a facade. I want to do it a way where I can have people like listen to my music and dance to it, like be happy around it. Oh, let's throw in some Bel-Air like bonbon, and they could shake their bonbon, or like other things like that. But I like to see people happy and dancing. I went to a couple of festivals and I just seen how the crowd control was, and I was just like, dang, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? Like I can really like do this. So my first song was called Mack Truck, and it was a little wavy, but you know what I'm saying? I started catching my drift because I was a rapper at first, and well, I can't consider myself a rapper at first. I was a artist at first trying to find my lane. So I started off with rapping, but the way I came off rapping was I was more on like, I guess you could say, a Cali vibe. And I took that and I was like, I don't want to rap about too much of this fake stuff. Let me kind of like venture off into what I like. Let me just be me. So I started singing. I kept singing a little bit and I was all right, cool. And then what really pushed me to sing more was there was a time where I was in my room and I would just play music randomly, LimeWire days.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so I was playing like Usher and I sang You Remind Me, and my mom heard it. She's like, keep singing, you sing good. And I was like, I don't sing good. Like, stop playing. And she's like, no, you sing really good. And I was like, okay. So I just kept singing and I was like, all right, cool. So let me try to put that into my music. And I started venturing my rap lyrics and I switched them up to singing lyrics, same lyrics, but I just sang them. And pretty much from there, just ventured, and I was like, I like this because I can actually not talk about stuff that's fake, talk about real stuff, but make it could swag it out a way where it's
Yeah.
like, okay, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets people going. It connects with people. Gets their, like, I've hurt no more. People who went through breakups, like, you know what I'm saying? There was times where I went through my story with breakups and girls and stuff like that, and it got to a point where it's like, okay, let me put that down, but let me put that down in a Bel-Air way. You know what I'm saying? Rather than being like, okay, I'm gonna be this person or this person or this person. I just did it my way, and then from there, I just kept going. But to give everybody a rundown, influence is key to everything. In my books. So what I learned from music, cars, and just anything in general that you want people to like follow you as, you have to influence them. So when I got into the car scene, we took over the car scene. All of our cars were done up to the point where like they were from bolt down to the bottom to the top, new SIR this, JDM this, and that's like car lingo to like factory things that you can't find no more. So when we did that, it was like we started controlling the people around us, and not controlling them as in like you do what I want, like as in like they were like, yo, they have the hottest cars, so like this is, you know, Andrew and this is his little brother Bel-Air, like this is where they're at.
It's like you're almost putting pressure on them to be like, fuck, we gotta keep up.
Exactly. So from that, when I learned that from the car industry, it went from, okay, now music I have to control. So with fashion and music, that's one thing. No matter what anybody says, you cannot have music without fashion. Even back in the days like Kiss, you guys know they used to wear high heels, big
makeup.
boobs, crazy, exactly. They'd come out in like I think they were like leotards at one point, like with the jeans on or whatever. And it got to a point where they switched up the industry, and it was like, oh snap. So no matter what you do in entertainment, fashion is always a part of it. It doesn't matter if it doesn't have to be the most designer brand. You can be like on an Adam Sandler vibe and walking through downtown or out here and wearing something that nobody would ever possibly wear. But since Adam Sandler's wearing it and he's wearing it a certain way that he wants to, it's like, okay, he did that. So I put that together and I was like, okay, I have to control my influence. So when I was doing my music, I was like, I got to figure out a way to like control my core following and like have them really like see and like believe into what I do, because this is what I do. So I started getting into more like going to LA. I met with Khalil a couple times. He brought me around Pierre and some other people, and like I was around Justin Bieber. I forgot. Sean Kingston, and I kind of seen how they were doing this influencer thing. Okay, how can we control the influencer like thing? Like I don't know how to say it, but I'm like he gave me an influencer vibe. Yeah. I've spoken with it with my manager multiple times before, but physically seeing it done by other people was what I kind of needed to like see it. Like,
it just gives you the blueprint. It's just like when you can see someone do it, you're like, fuck, now I know I can do it. Now you're just putting the Bel-Air spin on it. Like,
exactly.
You know, I like cars, I like fashion, I like to sing my music. Now how can I mix that into like everything, the blueprint that Justin Bieber, Sean Kingston, Pierre are doing? Yeah,
exactly. So basically from there, to sum the story up, I basically learned that physically now. So I was like, okay, we need to attack these brands, which my manager always helps me attacking my brands. You know, Odegon Marketing, they always hold down everything. But so we attacked all these brands, and we just started pushing the music and the influence at the same time. Okay, like when it comes down to like Fashion Nova, which is what I'm wearing right now. Yeah. Fashion Nova, I took their brand and I put it in my market of fans and people around there, and I was like, okay, I need to push this to them. So once I got them to like see what I wear and how I throw it down, because I'm gonna tell you the truth. No offense to Fashion Nova, I love you guys and Nova Men, but the first set of outfits that they sent me, they picked, and I was like,
You didn't like it?
No, I can't do this. So I, talked to the rep, and I was like, hey, I need to pick my clothes. And they're like, okay. So they gave me the list of what I could pick, whatever, and I put everything together. And I guess I just do it differently to a way where everybody can go on Fashion Nova. Not just, because when you go on Fashion Nova, especially when you go on there your first time, it's all girls.
I was gonna say when I clicked on your page and I saw like all the Fashion Nova, and I was like, I really see Fashion Nova as more of a female brand in my sense. Like I always see women wearing it.
Exactly. So it started off as a female, primarily just female, and they started verging into men, and that's when I basically got on with them. And basically what happened was they were bringing in all like the females that you never probably can see. Well, nowadays everybody has a BBL. So a lot of females with BBLs and their bodies are done and stuff like that. And a lot of girls were scared to go shop there because, when you go to that place of, like, let's say you go to the mall and you only see, like, tight-fitted things, a lot of girls will skip that store because they're like, oh, I don't know if it'll fit me and I don't want to try it. So on the shopping website, you would see that. But then when they started implementing newer people and stuff like that, they started, anybody could wear there, could shop there. So with the Fashion Nova men's side of it, they had a lot of buff guys. I'm skinny. I might be buff on camera though, but I'm skinny, so it's like, you know, when you see a buff guy wearing something and you're like, dang, I'm not gonna be able to wear that. Which I have a funny story to tell you, but I'm not gonna be able to wear that. So basically, I took that in and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make it to where we can wear this, because at the end of the day, it's like you're not always gonna see a skinny guy shopping at a buff, like what is that gym? Gold's Gym. You're not gonna see a skinny guy at Gold's Gym.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. They're gonna be like, ah! And you're gonna be like, oh, all right, it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be, you know, like, all right, I'm confident. You're gonna be like, damn, I'm kind of scared a little bit.
That's why Planet Fitness exists.
Exactly. I was just about to say that next. So exactly. So I took that and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take the Planet Fitness type of thing and put it in, you know, with my marketing for Fashion Nova and stuff, or with my promoting. So I basically just throw the outfits the way I throw them together, and I just put them out. I don't have the craziest amount of, it's not that I don't put out the craziest amount of shoes. Like, you know, a lot of the people on there, they'll wear like Amiris and all this crazy stuff. I try to put what people like. So I'll have like the off-white Dunks, or like I'll have like some Yeezys, or I'll have like some regular Air Forces, or I'll have like some random other stuff that I like, some Adidas Classics and stuff like that, and I'll throw it together. But I'll throw it together so well that a person like you, me, my manager, anybody can sit down and look at it, and they'll be like, okay, I can wear this. And then when you go on there and you actually click the button to like shop and see that, hey, Bel-Air's wearing this. Sorry about that. Bel-Air's wearing this. You'll be like, okay, cool. Like, I can actually wear this, rather than seeing a buff. Yeah, man, I got physique. Right. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's
so you true. So like, kind of what I'm getting from like your style is like, you just wanted to make it like open to everybody. Like, you wanted to put your spin on it and put your thing, which makes a lot of sense. And you talked a lot about the Fashion Nova, but I want to backtrack a little bit with the music, because I was really drawn to the part where you're like, you grew up kind of listening to Michael Jackson.
Okay, yeah.
I have a 2-part question. So one, was Michael Jackson like your inspiration to get into music then?
So honestly, Michael Jackson was one of my inspirations, but like I think my biggest inspiration is one of the newer artists, from his time was a newer artist, which was like Andre 3000. We used to listen to a lot of like I'm gonna sound so stupid right now, but we used to listen to a lot of Outkast. There we go. I was about to forget the name. Outkast a lot. My brother put me onto Outkast. Like my brother Andrew, who passed away, he put me onto Outkast a lot, because when we would drive around, he would play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I would sit there and be like, dang, like I really like these people, and I just look into him, and his fashion is insane. Yeah. Andre 3000, big boy. I mean, big. You're dope too, but Andre 3000. Out this world when it was fashion.
He's a legend. I mean, he can act.
He's a legend, but I feel like people forget about him too.
A lot. But I think it's because he
does
crazy.
It's just different generation.
It is.
Like,
yeah,
he was on for a long time.
Yeah.
Like I remember really when I was growing up, I thought Andre 3000 was an actor.
Yeah.
And then I like later figured out, because he was
that's like Ice Cube.
Because he was
exactly.
Because he was in the movie Four Brothers, which was shot in Detroit, which
Four
was
Brothers,
like a fucking
semi-pro.
Amazing movies.
Semi-pro. And then I was like, people were like, no, he's like the GOAT at R&B. I'm like,
what?
No fucking way. You know, and then I go and listen to him, and then I start hearing him in like actual people's music. And it's
Sorry,
like,
Miss Jackson.
Exactly. And then it's like,
for real. Yeah.
But then it's like, there's artists now that are like, bro, I want Andre 3000. It's like, he doesn't even want to make music anymore, which is so crazy.
You know, I think it's the introvert in him, because you know how in New York there's like big thing.
That's funny you say that, and I want you to go to your thought.
Yeah.
So many artists are introverted.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say you're introverted?
No. I would actually say,
but that's good. See, I think there's a lot of leverage without being introverted, and I want you to get to your answer. But this is how I've always thought about it.
Yeah.
The reason I think Drake is so big is not only does he make the best music, it's undisputable that way. He's able to sit in an interview and actually like articulate his thoughts, his feelings, and relate to fans. Where a lot of like really good artists, like some of my favorites, like Rod Wave, Roddy Ricch, they can't talk in an interview.
Yeah, they're just like,
and it hurts them. Mm-hmm. It hurts them. So, but go on to what you were saying.
No, no, but you're 100% right on that. So I'm extroverted a lot. Well, I'm like extreme extroverted, but it's early right now, so I'm kind of like, But I guess you can say in my hometown, I'm intro extro. So I'll pop out and I'll stay in too, because I know my boundaries on certain things, especially that I have a new daughter. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She just turned one. Thank you.
Congrats.
Yeah, so congrats. It's like, you know, I'm more controlled now than I was before. Back in the day, I'd be like, yo, we outside. Let's go. 6 a.m. We ain't going to sleep. But now I'm just like, all right, bro, I got to be home a little bit early because, you know, but I am extroverted on interviews and stuff like that because I want people to connect to me. I don't care about what anybody bro, I'm the type of person that I'll be in LA, I'll walk out my boxers in a robe, go pick out my mail, and go back inside and say what's up to TMZ, and then go right. Like, I don't care, because at the end of the day, it's like, one, any promotion is good promotion as long as you take it and run with it. that's one thing. 2, it's like, bro, what do I care? I'm me. The reason why I'm where I'm at is because I'm me, and I've always been me. I never ever, let me, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? No, I was just a main like, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? What's up? We're chilling. What we doing today? Oh, this is dope. Oh, cool view. I'm gonna be me 100% of the time, because to be fake and just sit there and be like, yes sir, no sir, it's like, bro, you're a robot right now. We like the Bel-Air on stage, not this.
Yeah,
exactly.
So when you see, no offense to the artists that were mentioned earlier, which I'm not gonna re-mention them, but when you see those type of artists be introverted on their interviews, but then be extroverted on their, like, when they're performing and when they're doing their like little vlogs, it's like, bro, we want that all the time. We want to see it all the time. Like, if my whole crew was here and we were doing vlogs all through New York and stuff like that, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna jump on a skateboard. I'm gonna probably post up by one of the meters and just do a stupid pose. I'm gonna go to pizza, get some pizza, and buy everybody in the store pizza, or do some weird stuff like that. I get to a point where, like, sometimes I'm just like, yo, you could be the richest person in the world. I will never know that, but I'm still gonna buy you pizza because you're cool. Like, I see that you're going, like, there's times where, all right, I used to do this bar thing, where, like, I'll go to, like, small bars because I like small bars more than clubs.
Yeah,
same.
Yeah,
I relate
it's
to
just
that.
more of a vibe. It's real. You don't gotta be fake in the section. No, I just go to a bar, bro. I'm by the bar. We're cool. You guys will pull up, and I'll be like, y'all want a drink? And you'll be like, what the heck? Just like that. Come on, have a drink. Boom. That's how I meet new people, and that's how I make new friends, and that's how I know, okay, hey, listen, you're this person. You're this person. You might work architecture in Australia. Now, when I go to Australia, I can be like, oh, remember, what's up? How you doing? And we hang out, go to another bar, chill. I don't need you for anything you do. I just know you now. And now you know me, and we just keep moving. So I feel like the more hands, and this might sound a little weird because there's a lot of weird people saying pause and stuff after everything. I got accustomed to that. So if you hear me say pause sometimes, that's what I'm just like, pause. But anyways, I'd rather touch hands and feel energies and vibes than be that one person that's like, nah, if you give me a weird vibe, I'm going to. Done.
Of course,
go,
for sure.
I'm just the type of person that's open. Like, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? Like, we went to Target the other day, and we're walking through Target. Everybody had the maddest face on I've ever seen in my life. LA, Florida, Atlanta. Hey, how you doing? What's up? Hey, what's up? Yeah, no. They were just like,
they don't give a fuck.
People,
why are you so animated, bro?
Yeah,
And
people
like,
out here, dude. I've seen people just like, they'll be fighting on a train and no one cares. Like, half the train doesn't give a fuck. People are like, all right, dude, I got to move now because they're in an altercation. Like, they don't even care. No one even looks at you.
It's the most wild place on earth.
But I did some videos on TikTok.
Oh, yeah. But I did notice one thing I think, and I think it's something that Zach and I try to do, is you chase good energy.
Exactly.
And I think that's something that a lot more people need to do. Like, we talk about all the time, like, if there's something that makes you feel good, or like podcasting, like we like having good conversations, putting it on wax, like we say, like, we're videoing it regardless. Exactly. Whether, you know, we might be a year or 2 years before we see you, but like, bro, it's forever a memory locked in. Like, we got a podcast.
Yeah.
I think that's always a good.
And you never know who you're gonna connect with. You put a video out, and it might not connect to 4 people, but the other 25 people is gonna connect to. That's the reason why I connected with Gary Vee a lot, because every response he said is like, "Fuck that, bro. Do what you want to do." Like 100%. The age limit is no age limit. Like,
well, it's the thought of, like, if you aren't doing what you want to do, listen. You can not do what you want to do and do something that maybe isn't, like, ethical and make money, but eventually it's either going to catch up to you and you're going to get caught, or eventually you're going to get old enough to where you're like, fuck, why did I just waste 20 years of my life doing something I didn't like? Where he's like, if you just chase the good energy and do what you want, he's like, you're winning.
Yeah,
you're winning, because eventually you probably will actually win, where it's, like, documented. But even if you don't, it's you can look back and be like, fuck. I spent 20 years doing something I loved, and it's like the easiest thing where he's talking about, like, chasing good energy. It's just like the podcast, like, and I always talk about it all the time. It's like, if one person listens to this and is like, fuck, I now fuck with Bel-Air because of what he said. Now I want to make music, or me and Joshua say something that, like, clicks in their head. It's like, that's all it's for.
Exactly.
If the goal is to help one person,
that's
once
great.
You help 2 people, it's like, bro, that's the cherry on top. That's all it is. And I want to circle back to how we kind of started, because I'm really interested. I can't let it go.
Yeah, go ahead.
How the fuck were you racing cars in Mexico?
Oh, okay. So
I need to hear that.
And the Honda Civic type thing, they just gave me, like, Fast and the Furious vibes. I don't know, like, bro, I was like, that shit was just like,
you like Fast and Furious?
Yeah, you know what's crazy? In Orlando. So when Fast and the Furious first came out in Orlando, the car scene
in Miami, wasn't it?
Yeah, parts of it. That was 2.
Yeah,
that was 2.
Two.
Yeah.
2 was.
So
is that Tokyo Drift?
No. Part 2 is when he
Tokyo.
basically part 1 was in LA.
Yeah.
Well, Cali area. And then they ventured off to where he buys the R34, which is the Skyline, and he drives off to Miami. So that's when they ventured up to Miami. But to circle back, we say Mexico for certain reasons because everything in Mexico is legal. If you get what I'm saying.
So yeah,
So
it was in Mexico.
It was in Mexico.
It was in
You know what I'm
Mexico.
saying?
We did that shit in Mexico.
Yo, back in the day, Orlando's car scene is insane. Like, no matter what,
For sure.
I'm not gonna lie. I think we at one point overcame Cali. Cali's big, but Orlando's car scene is insane. Like, it doesn't have to be just Hondas. It's from Toyotas, Hondas, Nissans, muscle cars, Chevys, Dodges. Everybody's in on something. You have a guy that's down the block who builds buggies out of like scrap, and he'll be in the car scene. You know what I'm saying? So when Fast and the Furious first came out, there was like car meets at the movie theaters. Like certain people wouldn't even go there because their car would get stolen. That's how crazy it was. Like you would have to be on some like, let me go back outside real quick.
I mean, Florida's a wild place already.
It is. Yeah. So when Fast and Furious 1 came out, insane. Fast and Furious 2 came out, insane. 3, Tokyo Drift, insane. And then started getting to when they started venturing off into different, segments of the movies.
It didn't even become Fast and Furious anymore. It became like now we're spies.
Yeah.
Now we're like it's
so
like
it kind of
Marvel.
ventured off. Yeah, it ventured off into like, okay, we got cool cars in here, more dealership stuff, but like, it's still cool.
Yeah.
No, it gives you a background story. But when it was the car scene era, it was like at a point where like, yo, the car meets Fast and Furious was everywhere. People were replicating the cars, and they still do to this day, but they're replicating more of the beginning cars, and it was just insane out there. So, like I said, we control the influence. At certain times, we would go out to, like, car meets and stuff like that, and people would just be like, yo, this is, like, it's not towards the Fast and Furious part, but they would be like, yo, this car is crazy, because we would do so much things to our cars that a lot of people wouldn't think of doing because they're wanting to do what's the now rather than like, hey, let me just keep it normal and clean. Yeah. And that's why there's certain car meets that call like Simple Keen and like, different stuff like that. But we kept it simply and clean. And a lot of people would just, come towards us and be like, yo, you guys, like, y'all are insane. You know what I'm saying? But to circle back to the music part, honestly, what I love about music, because I wanted to touch on something that you said when you were like, when we were talking about I'm losing it right now. When we were talking about the influence on people, basically, like, you're saying chasing vibes.
Chasing the vibes.
Yeah, chasing the vibes. So in the studio, I chase vibes. Most of them are my vibes because I'm in there by myself or with the engineer and like my manager and stuff like that. But most of the time I chase my own vibes, or I'll chase a vibe of a certain, like if I'm writing a song for someone, let's say I'm writing a song for you, I'm going to talk to you about everything in your life. You're going to be like, bro, this guy's picking my, like, scabs right now. This is insane. I'm going to find out about your relationship, your past relationship.
But you have to, though. If you're writing for somebody, you have to know everything because you got to be able to put it in their words and kind of write it how
exactly. And I got to build the story. So, like, I wrote for a couple of people, and I've written for a couple of people. Sorry to rephrase that. And one of the first girls that I've written for, I literally talked about her whole entire relationship that she just literally broke up with this dude like a week ago. And it was insane because she was like crying a little bit. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep going. So, and I built a song called Rara. And basically it's talking about how her ex left her for somebody else and tried to circle back. And like, she's too hot for that now. Like she's on her shit now, pretty much. And I took all of that from her, put it into my words of how I would want it to to hear it, and then basically circled back. So when going back to chasing vibes, she's a dope person, dope artist. Her name is Victoria. She's super cool. And I basically chased her vibe by like just listening to her, talking normal, not even getting into the relationship stuff no more, just seeing what she does on her regular daily, like, what if she drinks, if she like what she does. So even talking to like Soraya and like different other artists too, I would sit there and like just have fun, like what we're doing now. Exactly. Just talk, and you'll see what vibe they're on. And it's like a meter in your brain. I don't know if it's something in your like soul that just tells you like, okay, this is where we're going with it. So that's another connection that I like to get when I'm in the studio, especially through my own music, is like when I wrote Hurt No More, when I wrote Let You Go. Let You Go actually was one of my first real connection singles, because it wasn't just let me just try to make something that's hot, like Mack Truck. It was more like let me connect. And I honestly wrote Let You Go towards my mom, because my mom passed away in 2014 to a medical malpractice. And basically what happened was I sat down and I was like in my feelings, I'm a mama's boy. And it was really weird. The story was kind of weird. I'm about to get sentimental, sorry. So basically I was in the studio, and we had stayed overnight, and my mom, I had picked her up from work that Friday. Sorry, I'm jumping back. I picked her up that Friday, and basically she was sick at work. Took her to the hospital, picked her up, we went home, picked up her meds, went home, and they told her that basically she just had like a virus. She's gonna get over it, and ended up being more than that. And she ended up passing away that Sunday. So I was in the studio, and my brother calls me at 8 in the morning when we left. We were gonna go back to the studio, whatever. He was like, "Hey, where you at?" And I'm like, "I'm leaving the studio. What's up?" And he's like, "Oh, who you with?" And I'm like, "I'm with, my friends Zoe and all these other people." And he's like, "Oh, like, who you with?" And I'm like, "Bro, what's up?" And he's like, "I gotta tell you something." Like, kind of walk away. And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Mom died." And I was like, "Stop fucking lying, bro. Like, why are you playing with me?" I thought he was saying that because, your brothers, you say some stupid shit because, like, why are you not home, bro? You stay in the studio, like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking it's like when it was I'm like, shut up, man. And he's like, "No, bro, I'm being serious. Mom died." And, like, I swear to you on everything I love, bro, like, have you ever looked into the sun one time and then, like, everything else is just white? Yeah. Like, bro, I fell down and everything was white and I was just, like, freaking out. And literally, I got into my feelings. I ran away for a little bit. Sounds weird, but I, like, went off to, like, Miami and did some crazy stuff or whatever. And kind of, like, I just secluded myself because it was too much. Right. So I got back and I just kind of sat down and I wrote this song called "Let You Go." And honestly, the song was based off of letting my mom go. Like, I don't want to let you go. You know what I'm saying? And it was so, like, detailed and sad that I was like, oh shit, I gotta change this. Like, it was
too much.
It
was just too much into you.
It was just like, bro, it would make me cry every single time.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, I don't want people crying. Like, I want them to get a little sad, but like, I don't want them to cry. So I was like, dang, I kept playing the song back, and I called my manager and I was like, yo, bro, I got the song, but I think I gotta change it. And he was just like, all right, let me hear it or whatever. But I don't think I played you that version. Did I ever play the first version? No, I don't think I played in the first version, but I ended up going back in and changing it, and I made it into like more of like a girl vibey, but it's really about my mom. Yeah. Not weird. It's really about my mom, but I had to change it into something to where it's like, okay, so basically in the song now, it's talking about like a girl breakup. I don't want to let you go. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. And then from there, ventured off into me doing, what song did I do after that? I did Bon Bon, which is more of my party. Like, okay, hey. So with that vibe, it was crazy. I'm into like a lot of Caribbean music too. I can't say I'm the best at being in Caribbean music, which my cousin's going to cut my head off for that because she's all about Caribbean music. And she gets on me when I don't know a song, which I love you for because you always put me on game. But she, started showing me new music and stuff like that. And I was like, dang, I actually like this vibe. And it's like similar to my vibe. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm from the Caribbean. So like I might as well just, tap in and open up more. So I just started listening and I started catching vibes off of songs, which is through people technically, but through their music.
Yeah.
And from there I started listening. I was like, okay, Bon Bon. I could use that as butt. Like, you know what I'm saying? A booty. So I was like, oh, I just want to see you shake your Bon Bon. And I just kept saying that. And I'm like, yo. So I found a beat and I was like, oh, snap, this actually goes together. So I just kept going on with it. And I'm like, yo, this is vibey. Like, this is a party song, but it's a connection song at the same time because I actually feel like this right now. You know what I'm saying? So I put it on my lyrics and I came up with Bon Bon and it was just a fire song. And I was just like, yo, I got to keep that. So kept that, got it mixed and mastered. Shout out to Serge. Thank you. And he basically just did his thing on that song, and it just went viral from there. And then from there, I dropped a song called Nana, and then I did Bombay and Lemonade, which was before that. But Bombay and Lemonade was my venture off from, like, rap to, like, singing more vibey. And that song actually took off on SoundCloud. And the reason why I took off on SoundCloud, thank you, Wiz Khalifa, I love you, was because he dropped a song called Bombay. And I think
I remember that.
We dropped the song at the same time.
People were searching it and finding your song.
So shout out to Soulja Boy. But Soulja Boy did this thing on LimeWire where he basically would take, like, let's say, don't quote this, but let's say, this is an example. Drake dropped off, he just dropped a song called Blessings, right? So Soulja Boy would be like, Drake, Blessings, but it'll be Soulja Boy's, yo! You never seen that when you go on LimeWire, your downloads and you're like, what?
100% I remember that.
Yeah, like it'd be like even some little explicit.
I forgot about that.
And that's kind of funny because like LimeWire, I saw like this quote on LimeWire was like illegally download your favorite artist so they don't get paid or something like that. It's like trying to support your favorite artist, but you're like taking their music. It was like kind of like a fucked up system. Like
they started implementing like something like that too. And some of the downloads when they started learning how to control what goes out and what comes in, they put this little thing where like you'll go download Drake whatever, right? And it would say, like, when you download, you're like, yeah, I got the song. We about to listen to it. Psych will be like, oh, you're not allowed to download this LimeWire track. You never heard that? It's like a robot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It would be on it. So that's what used to happen. But to venture back off to what we were saying before was, I think I just carried that, because when you type in Bombay, it would say Bombay Unlimited, and it would say Bombay Wiz Khalifa, and it just went ham on SoundCloud. And that's how I started really building my following and really building everything from there. And it was just like, yo, the energy that you get in a studio with the right people or with yourself, if depending on how you record, like some people do podcasts on their own because they just like talking to the camera. Some people like to do podcasts in a group setting, but with the right people, because you and him bounce off each other. Plus y'all brothers. Yeah. So you know, okay, he's gonna say this, but I'm gonna come in with this, and it's gonna just keep going, and our conversations keep growing. So in the studio, I bounce off sometimes my manager, I bounce off the engineers, I bounce off myself. Sometimes I'm just sitting there and I'll listen to 30 beats, bro, and I'll be on Instagram just scrolling. And I'll just see something, I'm like, okay, cool. Because when you're an artist, when you're an entertainer, because you guys are technically, y'all are entertainers, y'all are entertainment. Sometimes the change of scenery, which goes back to when you were showing us all the views. Yeah. The change of scenery can open up a lot in your mind, bro. Absolutely. Like LA, SAC, Francisco, which they probably hate me for saying that. So
that's why traveling is key.
Yeah. So traveling opens you up to a lot. You see different things. You're in different airs. You're just vibes, energies, and you're just talking to different people. And even if it's just like, let's say I go to LA and you guys have a group of people that I'm meeting you guys, but you guys introduce me to them. They're cool. We all vibe. It's like, dang, okay, cool. Let's do something off of this. I'm gonna go to the studio tonight, and I might just take that story or whatever we talked about or whatever vibe I had and just put it into some energy on some music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I'm in the studio and I'm creating, I look for not only what would basically attach to a person. Relate is the word I was looking for. Relate to a person. I'm looking for what type of energy I can bring out of you. So if I know, okay, hey, you want to go drink, I'm gonna make a song about not saying like to get drunk. But like more of like let's go drink. This is a dope drinking song. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? Simple Bombay and Lemonade. It's time to play and all these blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's one of my songs. So basically we'll go off from, okay, we can go out to this party. We turn on a song. We're going to drink. We're going to go play beer pong. We're going to go play slap cup. We're going to go do some cool stuff. Music's vibing in the background. Everybody's chilling. I'm a vibe when it comes to like, let's say there was 1 million people here. I probably would have done the dumbest thing coming in here. And I'm like, hey, everybody, I'm Bel-Air. What's up? How y'all doing? Hope your day's going great. That would have been me off rip. I would have definitely done that. But, there was a couple people here, so I was just, hey, how you doing? And just kept it moving.
This is a tough, this is a chill, it's Labor Day weekend. We're shooting this, plus it's Friday. It's always a softer day. But I will say this, just to kind of round things out, shout out to 137 because they're kind of putting this on for us.
Shout out to 137. Y'all are dope. Dope.
Appreciate that. Yeah, and so we ask a question that we ask every single person that comes in here.
Yes, sir.
And that is, what are you? And I think this is a good one for you because you're very curious about a lot of things.
Yeah.
What are you curious about that others wouldn't expect? We talked cars, we talked music, we talked fashion. Is there a different lane where you're like,
it's like left field?
I'm super curious about this. Could be, do you like to knit? It could be that you think the Earth's flat. It could be like, I'm curious about the ocean. Anything.
I'm curious about what other people think in their body form, as in like their mindset. So like, after I leave here today, I'm like, yo, I wonder what he's doing. It's just, it's crazy how you guys even ask that question because 2 days ago, I was in my boy's car and we're driving from, I don't know where we were driving from. I'm trying to remember where we were driving from. We were driving from somewhere. And I was like, yo, have you ever thought about like what that person's just thinking about? Or like what he, like if you can jump into that person's body, not control anything, but just see what he does. Would that be like interesting to you?
That's funny. I think
I've had that same thought. Like, oh, I was messing with that person like a couple weeks ago, and you're like, what are they even doing?
Yeah,
like, what are they up to? Or like even like our friends, like we're from Michigan, and we're like, like all of our like best friends were like, bro, what are these guys up to like on a daily basis? Like I'm curious because like you hang out with them, you see them every couple months or whatever, but it's like
what do
on
they
a
do
day to day, you're like, bro, like what are they up to?
That's another reason why I try to drop a day-to-day vlog. Like I'm getting back into it too. I try to drop in the life of Bel-Air. And what I do is I obviously don't give out too much, but I give out enough to where you can kind of see like, okay, hey, he went here today or he's over here today and this is what he likes to do. Because reality TV, you're always going to circle back to it no matter what you do, but you just got to turn it into your form. So you're saying, so like in my day-to-day vlogs, I like to try to just give people pieces of what I do. And I'm getting back into that heavy now, so I'm going to start dropping more and more vlogs. Yeah.
It's open. Everyone wants, like we always talk about, everyone wants to see inside someone's bedroom. Everyone wants to see the bed. Everyone wants to see how they're living. Like giving them a sliver, it's like, it's a lot more than most people get. And it's just that little piece, but it's like, it's enough for people to be like, damn, I got to see that. Oh, I can keep up with them. What are they doing? So it's definitely good.
But no, Hey, man.
We really appreciate
It's been a pleasure, bro.
You. No, we appreciate
It's been a
it.
good conversation.
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah,
great
that was
conversation.
actually pretty dope.
It's
We gotta
been
do
great.
some-
Yeah, we have to do. Hey, bro. Hey, anytime you're in New York, bro, hit us up.
Definitely,
We're-
I'll stop by. Yeah.
We're always
Or
we're always-
LA.
Yeah. Oh, so you guys
Orlando.
have an office in LA too?
We have an LA
Yes, sir.
office. We're trying to get out to LA.
Yeah,
so
nice.
we're,
I'm definitely down. If you guys go, let me know. I will pull up.
Yeah.
I will. Well, I mean, I won't pull up. I'll probably
We'll
fly
connect.
up. But
Yeah,
you know, we'll find out.
Long drive. It's a long
We'll get our
drive.
Yeah, it's a
information.
really
We'll
long
get our
drive.
information. All right, brother. I
Bro,
appreciate it, brother.
We appreciate
thank you so much.
Thank you.
I tell you I'm on the road. About to get all this dough. Me and no fuck niggas know. I swear to God, we the ghosts. This ain't the story they told. Man, if you know, then you know. I never had to tell my dogs that we on rough for greatness. They paper getters, they want money more than they want fake shit. I swear we go so hard, we on A-list. I see my niggas prevailing. We going hard for the hand. We gonna stack till we jaded. I just told my niggas that we on a mission. Yeah. It's gonna be hard to get it. We too on par for the misses. I put my heart and my feelings on tracks I don't even feel. We bout till we drippin'. We bout till we fall.